All right. Good afternoon. Good morning. Hello. Hello. All right. Give me like one more minute and we'll get this going, guys. Today's all going to be about deals we have available and lending. Hey, John, thanks. All right. All right. Welcome, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get things started. So welcome to Money Club Mondays. We're going to go over some deals that we have available within the Money Club today. Definitely had a lot going on. So going to give everybody an update. So if you have any money available right now, you're looking to lend, or if you have any questions on evaluating deals or whether lending is right for you, this will be a great episode. And make sure you ask any questions you have. Any questions you have about lending money or where the sources are from or anything like that, just put them in the chat or the Q&A and I'll hit those as well. All right. So hope everybody had a good weekend and is off to a good week here today. It's definitely, if I owe anybody an email or a phone call, I promise you I'll get to it here within the next day or so, just catching up for being gone last week. So if you guys were following us on social media, I was with Chris and Andrew and Dimitri last week out in San Diego at Secret Knock, which is Greg Reed's annual mastermind event that he does. And it's more than a mastermind. It was more like I don't even know how to describe Secret Knock. It was a heck of an experience. Just a lot of very powerful and highly educated and successful CEOs and doctors and scientists and celebrities walking in and out and coming through. And it was just a really neat experience. I mean, I sat for most of the event right next to Sharon Lechter, who wrote all the books with Robert Kiyosaki, all the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. Sharon was actually, most people give her credit as being the mind and the actual author of those books, even though Robert Kiyosaki is kind of the face of them. So it was an incredible time, a lot of opportunities. I know Chris and myself developed a lot of new relationships. So a lot of big new things come into the money school and money multiplier and everything that we do at the private money club. So all good, guys. So we'll be bringing that all to you. Just a quick update. We do have a Money School Essentials 3-day virtual training starting this weekend. So Chris and I will teach that class Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, along with a half a dozen or so other experts and speakers that will be coming on. So that's all virtual. So if you are looking to learn more about how money works, how to move money, different opportunities, digging in a little bit more about the money multiplier, infinite banking concept, new strategies for that, tax advice, asset protection advice. We're bringing attorneys on, bringing economists on. So it's going to be a really good weekend this weekend. So it starts Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, goes till about 3 or 4 o'clock all day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So log in and get ready. If you can't make it live, we do send you the recordings. So don't worry about that. You'll get the recordings either that night or the next day, and you can watch them over and over into the future as well. And it comes with some other bonuses and stuff as well. I believe it's $297 for the 3-day. We're also doing a couple free preview events, webinars leading up to it. So tonight, Chris and I at 6 p.m., we'll be doing a money school preview. Actually, let me put the, if anybody wants to register for tonight's event and tomorrow's event, you're going to do it from this page right here. So today and tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, Chris and I are doing the free preview webinars, and you can register in the link over there. And then those will lead right into the 3-day. So we'll go over like how to use the file vault. We'll talk about like self-directed IRA, like things, giving you the basics of banks and how they work. So things we don't have time to talk about at the 3-day, we go over during the previews. So if you plan on being there this weekend or you're not sure yet, definitely hop on the preview so you can get an idea of what we'll be going over. And if you haven't registered for the 3-day yet, let me just put that link in real fast while I'm thinking about it. And you can register for that on that link right there, moneyschooltraining.com/registration, and get it all set up for the 3 days. All right, so now that that's all out of the way, let's go ahead and dig into deal flow. So as many of you know, if you've been on these before, the Private Money Club is a private network of borrowers and lenders. What we basically do is provide the platform for people that have money, that are looking to lend their money, can do so through the network where they connect with people that have deals that are looking for money. So it creates win-win situations. Everybody's educated, everybody's on the same page, everyone's using the same documents for evaluating the deals. So it provides a little extra layer of protection, and it lowers the risk factor a little bit. The 4 deals that I'm highlighting today are what we call seasoned investor or seasoned borrowers that are within the Private Money Club network. So the 4 borrowers, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 or 7 deals from 4 different borrowers that I'm going to go over today. So if you're looking to lend money, get ready, because these things, a couple of them need to be funded this week, and the other ones need to be funded within the next couple of weeks. So we need to get these things going pretty quickly. So get that money ready, get those sources ready, whether it's and keep in mind, you can take the money out of a money multiplier life insurance policy and lend it on these deals. You can take it out of an IRA or a solo K through a self-directed account. So if you already have that self-directed IRA set up, this is great opportunities for you to lend your money from those accounts. And I actually saw Wes say that he checked his solo K earlier and it's already making money. Thanks for the help, Steven Suffsley. So what Wes was able to do is transfer an older retirement account and create a new solo K self-directed. So now he can invest in real estate or private businesses or anything he wants to, instead of being stuck investing in the stock market, right? So good job on that, Wes. Awesome to see. So those are the opportunities that we'll be presenting today. Obviously, if you're lending from a cash account, like a business or a savings account or a checking account, it's non-qualified money. So the money coming back to you would be taxable, but that's money you can live on, right? So a lot of people will take, a couple $100,000, let's just say $100,000, take $100,000, lend it at 12%. You now created a $12,000 a year, $1,000 a month income for yourself without doing anything. At the end of the terms, the $100,000 will be returned to you, and you would have just, earned $12,000 throughout the year. So do that with, 500 grand. And now all of a sudden you have a $60,000 a year salary coming in for doing nothing more than spending a few minutes evaluating the deal, putting your money in a first lien position, having everything right. We've done a lot of trainings the last few weeks on protecting your money, right? So we talked about promissory notes. We talked about mortgages. We talked about trust deeds. We talked about making you the additional insured on these contracts, make sure you're protected in case an accident or a natural disaster or something occurs. So we talked about all these different ways to structure the deals, the terms that have in them, and the documents and contracts required to protect yourself. Remember, first lien position on a property means that if that loan defaults, you're in the first position to foreclose or take that property over if your money is not paid to you. So little things like that. So go back on YouTube. If you missed any of those trainings, you can watch them. It's youtube.com/the Chris Naugle, @the Chris Naugle. And there's a section, a playlist on there called Money Club Mondays. You can watch some of the past trainings on there. Or if you're in the Private Money Club, we have all this training available for you on privatemoneyclub.com on your login. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and dig into a couple of the deals and get into them. Again, if you have any questions specifically about these deals, any questions about lending in general, anything like that, put those in the Q&A box and or in the chat box, and I'll be sure to answer those. So let me start out with Devin Burr. Okay. So how many of you on here right now know Devin Burr? Does anybody know Devin Burr? Just say Devin or I in the chat box if you do. I'm just going to grab my water 1 second while you guys are typing it. All right. Rough start to the season for my Steelers, but still got to support them, right? That's right, Mr. Burr. Okay, so a bunch of you guys know Mr. Burr. So Devin is one of our money mentors. Devin was you can hear his story. He's been on some of the webinars. He was on the wealth webinar actually this last Wednesday with Brent Kessler. So if you missed that webinar this past Wednesday, go watch it. It's a really good one. I haven't seen it yet myself. Again, we were out in San Diego all week, but I got to catch up on it. But I heard it was very good. I did one with Devin and Joseph about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Catch that one too. That one was very solid as well, showing you how we created these retirement plans for Devin, how we were using HELOCs with Joseph, and how it all came together. Yeah, so great webinar. It was awesome. So thanks for those of you that watched it. But again, it's on YouTube, the replay for free if anybody wants to go back and see that. So a lot of people have seen Devin through our network. He's real big on TikTok and Instagram. So make sure you follow Devin Burr on TikTok and Instagram. And he's always coming out with new trainings and little short videos that kind of are straight to the point. He's got very good at getting the message out there. So, all right. And Mary says he's hot. So you got that going for him. So very good. All right. So Devin has 3 deals right now available. I'm going to give you the basic details on these 3 deals. And then you guys, if anybody wants to get in touch, any of the deals that we talk about today, if you want any additional information or be put in touch with the borrower, if you're in the private money club, you can reach out directly through there, or you can send me an email, snaggy@chrisnaugle.com, and I'll connect you personally. So you get that little nice introduction. Then you guys can hop on the phone, request a perfect loan proposal, or more information. You guys can then hop on the phone, talk about the details, get more information, or do a Zoom call, and then you can make your decision whether you want to lend on that deal or not. So let me run through these. So deal number 1 from Devin Burr is let's see what it is. It's a home located in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm going to hold back on the specific address and stuff just because this is a public webinar and these deals are available for private money club members only. But this deal is in Scottsdale, Arizona. Devin Burr, by the way, is a very experienced real estate investor. He's done lots and lots of deals, and he's currently he would have been on with us, but right now, but he had a bunch of scheduled calls for being a money mentor. So we've had a lot of money mentor business coming in right now. So we're all hands on deck with that. So Devin's busy on calls with our clients right now, or else he would have been here, but he will make time to talk with anybody interested on these deals. So this is Scottsdale, Arizona. Devin is concentrating a lot on buy and hold properties that he's using for short-term rentals. So a lot of the deals that Devin are doing right now are going to be deals that need a little bit of work. He's going to put some value into them to get them to where they need to be. He's then going to rent them out in his Airbnb business where they're going to be done for short-term rentals. And all 3 of these deals are going to be, this is the initial exit strategy for these deals. Okay. So, and Devin always follows what's called the Burr model. So Devin uses money from his policies and private money to initially fund the deals. Then once they're seasoned, he refinances and cashes them out, which he's been doing now for a while. He has a really good process for this. As soon as that thing's recashed out through the traditional lender, then he then gives the private lender their money back and makes them right. And what you receive in the meantime are interest only payments of 15%. So if anybody's looking at making 15% annual returns on your money from a seasoned investor that knows what he's doing, pay attention to these 3 deals. So the first one is Scottsdale, Arizona. He's expecting it to be a 4-month project. So what that would mean is once your money's lent out, he needs 4 months is what he's expecting. So you'll get 4 months of interest payments coming in. And then he plans on paying you back the initial investment at that time. For this project, $120,000 is needed of private money. So he's looking for $120,000 at 15% annual interest. monthly payments only. So during those months that he's using your money, he's going to pay you back 15% of the 120,000 monthly. Principal paid off once he closes out on the backside. The purchase price of this property is $500,000. The after repair value, which is known as the ARV, or after rehab value, is $950,000. So it's a big spread and low risk, according to Devin. So there's so I'll pull up some pictures for this deal so you guys can take a look at them. But essentially what he's looking at is this one is going to be, this one's already brought it down to the studs. So they can already, and I'll show you in the pictures here. So there's no surprises behind the walls, and all plans are already approved with the city. So what they're planning on doing with this, it's already stripped down. It's already ready to go. It's already approved with the city. They're buying it for $500,000. He needs $120,000 private money. He's going to pay 15% interest on, interest paid monthly. And once the home is fixed up and the rehab is done and it's ready for retail or for rental, it's going to be worth $950,000. So buying it for $500,000, it's going to be worth $950,000. So let me share my screen and show you guys these pictures real quick. Okay. So these are the pictures of this home in Scottsdale, Arizona. So as you can see, like he mentioned, it's already stripped down to the studs, has a little pool in the backyard. Even the front of it, they have completely down. So they're ready to go in there and get some work done on this thing. So basically a full rehab, as you can see. Check out the backyard. Very nice fenced in property. So in Scottsdale, as if you've ever done real estate in Arizona, you know, they don't put in grass typically. They'll probably put like a bunch of rocks or something in. There's not a whole lot of green. Although in Scottsdale, you see more of the irrigation in yards, but I would imagine they'll do rocks out there. So this home, you can see $500,000 purchase price. It'll be worth $950,000. He needs $120,000. So if anybody's interested in that one, let me know. All right. So the second deal that Mr. Burr currently has available right now is located in Phoenix, Arizona. It's also a 4-month project. He needs $100,000 for this one, $100,000 even for this one. Same 15% annual interest paid monthly. Property purchase is $570,000 with an ARV, an after rehab value of $900,000. Again, he says big spread, low risk. I'm going to pull up the pictures for this one as well. So this one is, it's a good amount of work has already been done. There's no permitting needed for the additional work that does need to be done. They're just putting it all back together to increase the value. And he's keeping it as a BRRRR and using it for an Airbnb, as I mentioned before, short-term rental property. So let me share my screen for the pictures on this one. Okay. So as you can see, need some drywall back up, but they've already got all the pieces together in place. Looks like here's one of the bathrooms. So as you can see, it's already put back together, has the flooring, has the shower in, all that good stuff. Now we go to the next picture. All right, so they got flooring. It looks like it's got paint on the walls. They're putting the new tub in already. The shower and that bathroom's already there. Looks like the outside is in pretty good condition. Nice paver driveway. Obviously could use some irrigation, but that's Phoenix for you, right? On properties that have been sitting. So overall, nice little house. Looks like it doesn't need a whole lot of work. And they're ready to put the final touches on it and get that thing rented back out. So I got 2 questions coming in. Mary says, I'm waiting for my policies to get up and running. The medical exam is until October 23rd. Should I keep waiting, keep my funds in the checking account, or get it out there for a short-term lend? Mary, if your exam is until October 23rd, you're probably going to need another month after that. So if you have a short-term way to move the money over a couple months, I'd recommend that. Otherwise, just wait, get it in the policy first and pull it out and get it going. Ethan says, can you lend partial amounts on deals like these, or is it usually one lender for one loan? Ethan, great question. So we can combine investors into one deal. So if, for instance, on that last deal, if Devin needs 100,000, and let's say Ethan has 50,000 and Mary has 50,000, you can both go onto that deal as 50 for 50 lenders. So we do that all the time, especially for Chris Rude's deals, which I do have a Chris Rude deal that I'll cover here in just a second. We do that all the time for Rude's deals. So more than happy to facilitate and help with that as well. So if any of these deals interest you and you're looking to lend money, let us know how much you have to put towards it. And then, we'll try and start piecing that together for you. If you have all of it, it makes it a little bit easier, but otherwise it's not a big deal. We do it all the time. So yeah, absolutely. All right. So Devin has one more deal available. So 120 on the first deal, 100,000 on the second deal. This third deal is also in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is a 3-month project. He needs 40,000 for this one. Same 15% interest, paid monthly. So this one has a purchase price of 650,000. The after repair value is 975,000. So again, he says a big spread with low risk. This one just needs cosmetic work, and they're going to, again, Airbnb it using the BRRRR strategy. So cosmetic work is nice. This is kind of what we would call like a wholesale deal, where you buy it, you do a minimal amount of work. Typically cosmetics is like paint, maybe some flooring, maybe some drywall repair, maybe some, sprucing up the landscaping and the outside of the curb appeal, what we call curb appeal. But when you're doing cosmetic work, it's not doing things like bathrooms and kitchens and roofs and things that would require like more in-depth permitting and things like that. So this one is a cosmetic deal. That's why they need 40,000. They're buying it for 650. It's worth 975. And let me just go ahead and pull up the pictures for this third deal as well. All right, well, that's loading up. If anybody has any questions, just put those in about any of these deals. And then we're going to move on. Once that loads up, we will move on over to, Michael Curse. All right, here we go. All right, 70 photos. That's why I took a minute there. But so this is for the third property. They need 40,000. Sean, the terms on this are 15%. He needs 40,000. It's the first lien position. He needs 15%. He's willing to pay you 15% annual interest. The interest would be paid monthly, and the return of your investment would be paid when they burn out. And he's expecting around 3 to 4 months on that. Up to a year. The terms on it will be a year, but odds are it'll be repaid quicker. But you could get the 15% for the full year. And that's something you could talk to Devin more about as well. How long he expects before the return of the investment is paid back, but the terms on it will be a year. So just to give you some math on that, if you were to lend $40,000, 0.15, 15% is $6,000. So you divide that by 12. So you lend the, so you lend the $40,000 out. Devin is going to pay you $500 a month. He just will mail you a check each month to your mailbox for $500 a month until he closes it out. As soon as he closes it out, he'll pay you back the $40,000. So that's how that deal would look, just as an example. The one with $100,000, the one prior that he needed $100,000, same thing. So if you were to lend $100,000 at 15% annual interest, divide that by 12 months. You guys get the idea, right? Which would come to be about like $1,200 a month or so. So you just get that money coming in every single month. So on the screen right here is the third deal. This is the one that he needs 40,000 for. So as you can see, nice clean house. Is it, top of the line? Is it all rehabbed and brand new? Looks pretty nice and fresh. Have to find out when it was built, when the last time. It looks like nice and clean, but they're using this for an Airbnb. So they're gonna have a lot of people going in and out of this house. And in those cases, all you want to look for is a house that's going to be easy to maintain. The tile floors is nice to see. No carpet. I don't see any carpet anywhere. Carpet gets dirty in rentals. Got a nice pool out back. That'll increase the value significantly. Very maintenance-free yard. It looks like they have a little bit of grassy area right there, maybe for a dog, but the rest of you can see is rocks and concrete. Again, very common in Arizona for that kind of thing. Pool equipment looks like in decent shape. Wood floors. So again, it looks like a very maintenance-free, easy home that they can Airbnb. And in your eyes, I'm sure they're going to come through, maybe throw a fresh coat of, whatnot on it, make sure everything's operational, working, maybe put some furniture and stuff in it and be ready to go. So pretty simple deal right there for anyone interested in that one. All right. So those are all Devin. David, please email me. Please email me and I can get you on whichever one of these deals that you want to get on, or if you just want to talk to the borrower, it's snagy@chrisnaugle.com. Just email me how much you have, where the money's coming from, and which one of the deals or borrowers you want to talk to, and I'll make that introduction for you. All right, so those are Devin's 3 deals. Now let's move on to Michael Kurse. So Michael Kurse has been in the Private Money Club since the beginning. He's if you go on MSTV or in the Private Money Club, in the recorded video section, I've done some videos with him in the past. He couldn't be on today. He had some other things going on already, but he sent me the details of the deal that he has available, and he needs to get this one funded pretty quick. So if anybody wants in on Michael Kurse's deal, it's a long-term deal. So it's going to be a 5-year term. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for a lender that wants to lend to him for a 5-year term. So I'll give you the details of it, but just know this one's going to be longer term. He did create a video for me. So this video that he created for me is 11 minutes long. I don't want to play it right now in its entirety just because we don't have time. I want to go over the other deals I have as well. But if anybody wants the 11-minute video for Michael, let me know and I'll email it over to you. So that way you can watch it. So Michael says he has a deal currently available. It's a great deal. It needs to be funded basically ASAP. Do you know anyone? Okay. So it's an owner finance value of $104,000. He needs $36,000. Okay. You'll be in first lien position and he's going to pay you 12% interest only, amortized over 5 years with a balloon payment at the end. So what they're going to do is you can go do the math on this. If you go to like bankrate.com, or if you have a financial calculator, you can pull up an amortized schedule, put in 36,000 at 12%, amortized over 5 years, and you can see what he's going to be paying you monthly, and then how much the balloon payment will be at the end. And again, this is all stuff that's negotiable too. So if you told Michael, hey, I just want to be paid, the interest over time or the interest at the end, or I want to set it up a little bit differently, like this is all stuff that's negotiable as well. But these are the terms that Michael is wanting to give to a lender right now. Again, Michael has already done several deals with other Private Money Club lenders, and he's been now in the Private Money Club for a while, has some strong experience, and he's doing some really neat things where he is. So let me pull up, let's see. Thought I had. Okay. So for Michael's deal, I don't have the perfect loan proposal ready, but I do have the video that he recorded. So again, if anybody wants that video, I would have to forward it to you via email. So just let me know and I can forward that email over to you. If you want it. All right. So that's a deal for Michael Kurse. All right. So we have another deal available by a borrower, an investor named Steve Lawson. So I know several of our members have already invested with Steve Lawson as well. Something very unique with Steve Lawson is he provides his private lenders, and Steve's been doing real estate investing for like 20 years. He's very experienced, has a solid team in place, and these guys do like 3, 4, 5, 6 deals at a time. They always have 3, 4, 5, 6 deals going like every month, every quarter, just constantly flipping. So if you get in with Steve, one of the cool things is you'll get paid back pretty quickly. Usually he pays people back within like 3 to 4 months, but he'll typically say, hey, do you want the next deal as well? So you can kind of keep going with them. And what's really unique about Steve is he offers 10% annual interest or 20% profit share on the deal. And like realtor costs and closing costs and a lot of the costs in the actual deal come out of his portion. Like he doesn't even count that as profit. So you're getting 20% of profit, and he's very upfront with all of his numbers and very transparent on everything that he does. Our members have been very happy lending with Steve so far. So right now, Steve has 2 deals available that are identical. All right. I believe they're both in the Indianapolis area. I'll look in a minute, but he does most of his deals in Indiana, in that market. So these are 2 duplexes that are next door to each other. So basically 4 doors, 2 separate properties though. They have them both under contract. They need identical loans for each. Not only are the buildings identical, but the price, the repair budget, and the comps are all identical as well. So the comps or CMAs are what we run to figure out what other properties are going for and selling that are the same in the general area, that give us an idea of A, how much we should pay for our target for our property, as well as how much that property will be worth after the repairs and everything are done. And that's typically what's going to give us that ARV that we talked about earlier, that after repair value. All right. So that's what the comps do. So he's saying the comps, the repair budget and price are all identical for both these properties. So what they need are either 2 separate loans of $90,000 or 1 loan to cover the entire both buildings for $180,000. So 1 person doing 180 or 2 people doing 90 each. Each property has an ARV of at least $115,000. So there should be a good profit share in there with you as the lender. So on this one, he did send over to me the perfect loan proposal. So if you've never seen a perfect loan proposal before, let me just share this with you real quick. Okay, so this is the perfect loan proposal. So as a lender, most of the borrowers are going to provide to you this perfect loan proposal. This is going to show, this is basically everything that a bank would require if you were to go to a bank for a loan. Everything that the bank would require will be inside this perfect loan proposal. So this is the document that that borrowers put together on themselves, on their companies, on the deals that they have available. So you as a lender can get all of the information and details that you would need to know to make an educated decision if you want to lend on that property. If all this looks good, then you get on the phone with that borrower and you guys work out the details and the terms and, agree on what you're going to do with it. So just to give you an idea, I'll highlight a couple of things here. The table of contents. So all about, who the borrower is, all about their financials, and then all about the deal. So this specific one, as I mentioned, Steve Lawson tells you a little bit about his company. Over 200 flips over the last 10 years. Tells a little bit about how they do, what their vision is, who's their leadership. So you got Steve, you got Arvin, you got Derek. Their company by the numbers. So it just gives you a little bit, who are you doing business with? Who are you lending your money to? And, you can go right down through this. Now, I'm going to skip over because I don't want to get into their financials, because they're actually going to provide credit reports and bank statements and profit loss and things like that. So that's all in here. Like if you decide that you decide to want to do business together, they'll send you all that stuff. But since this is, again, is a public webinar, I'm not going to highlight it on here. So this right here, though, however, is what's called the property spec sheet. So this will give you some of the details on the property itself. So it tells you the addresses, this thing's in Indianapolis, Indiana, like I thought it was. So this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,430 square feet. It tells you some comps, and then they can send you, or they might be on here, the actual data that supports these comps. So you can see exactly what's going on there. So here's what they're doing for repairs. They're putting a new roof on that'll run. Let me see if I can increase this. So a new roof is going to run 7,000. New LVP flooring in one of the units for 3,000. A wall repair, repaint interior of one of the units, 3,000. New shower surround, 1,000. 300 miscellaneous repairs, 1,000. So they just list, what repairs they're planning to do to give you an idea of what kind of work needs to be put into it. How the deal's structured. So it gives you a little bit more detail, a little bit more information. And then here's some of the pictures. So as you can see, it's a duplex, which means boom, boom. Unlike in New York that I learned, in upstate New York, where duplexes are like on top, one on top and one on the bottom. This is what I'm used to with the side by side. So just a typical looking little, rental property. Nothing special, nothing brand new. That might be one of the shower enclosure they're putting it on, I'm not sure, but gives you a little bit more information about the property, et cetera, et cetera. So everything will be on there that you need to make an educated decision on that one. All right, so that is Steve Lawson's deal. If you, and again, just to highlight it one more time, it's $90,000 per building or $180,000 if you want to finance both of them. And he does pay 10% or 20% of profit, whichever is more for you as the lender. So if 10% would have paid you $5,000, but the 20% profit's 7,000, he'll pay you the 7,000. If it's $5,000 for the 10%, but something happened and you would have only made 3% or 3,000 profit at 20%, he'll still pay you that 10%, 5,000. So it's whatever better for you as a lender. So, worst case, you're going to get 10% annual return. Best case, you're going to get some profit share in that actual deal that they do. All right, so that's Steve Lawson. So our last deal that I have to highlight for today is one of Chris Rude's deals. So a lot of you know Chris Rude is one of our seasoned investors. Him and his team do lots and lots of single family flips. They primarily do wholesale deals. They do a lot of wholesale deals, but a lot of the wholesale deals that they can wholesale, that's what they do. That's what one of these deals is. Chris Rude also buys mobile home parks, does a lot with the affordable housing industry and mobile home parks. He's one of our partners in, for instance, like the Safari Funds. So Chris Rude also has a very strong mastermind event that he teaches, and he's constantly giving back and sharing with people, and just is an overall awesome guy. So I think everybody that's met Chris or has trained with Chris before can attest to that, but Chris Rude is a rock star. So this deal right here, they need $125,000 for it, and it needs $35,000 in renovation. So they're looking for $160,000 for this deal. They pay 12% annual return. And the BPO, which, just so you guys know, the BPO stands for broker price opinion. A BPO is basically the same thing as a CMA, a comparable market analysis, a comp. BPO is just used more typically on like the commercial side, or the banks use BPO a lot. So broker price opinion, bank price opinion, you'll see that kind of interchangeable with CMA or comp, just so you guys know. But so 215,000 is the CMA on that one. So let me show you the spec sheet on this. This is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Chris Rude does a lot of deals in the Louisiana, Northern Florida Panhandle market, up through that area. Okay, so this house is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They do need to close on this one pretty quickly as well. Needs 160,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 1960, 1,454 square feet. Big lot, great area, needs very little work. Again, all the comps, and he'll send you the supporting data if you want to see any of that. On this actual breakdown, they haven't put the actual repair cost in, but they have all that listed. So if you are interested in this deal and you want to know the actual details, they can provide all this to you. I just don't have it right now on the spec sheet. We do so many deals with Chris Rude. help him fund a lot of these deals through the private money club, that he does not always. A lot of times he'll just send these over and we'll get them funded very, very quickly. So unless they need to put in all the additional information, we typically don't. So this gives you an idea of everything that's going to be done on it though. So again, all cosmetic work, all very easy, fixing some fascia and soffits on the exterior of the place, some interior paint, cleaning it, pressure washing. Well, it looks like they are doing some new windows and fixtures, some new cabinets and countertops. It's probably not a full deal though, probably just replacing some here and there, making some repairs to the roof and the AC. So just getting the house up and ready to go where it's ready to resale. So it gives you a little bit more numbers. And again, we can get more details on that if anybody's interested. So that's Chris Rude's deal. 12% needs $160,000 for that one. And let me see. Oh, I do have the CMAs. So if anybody wants the actual CMAs, like the supporting data for that, let me know. I do have those I can forward over to you, as well as the photos. Let me just show you guys the photos of that deal, just to give you an idea of one of Chris Rude's deals. All right, so if you guys can see this, just your typical, open up here. So as that's pulling up, any questions on any of those deals? So just to recap, all right, I guess my internet's not wanting to go fast today. So anyways, so this is your typical, deal that Chris Rude's going to do down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's just a typical single family home. So nothing special, but perfect for a quick flip. All right. So just to recap, we went over 3 Devin Burr deals. He needs $120,000 for one, $100,000 for the other, and $40,000 for the third. All of them will pay 15%, 15% annual returns, interest only monthly payments. And all 3 of those are going to be the Burr strategy, and he'll be using them for Airbnb properties. Michael Kurse has a long-term deal available, let's see, he needs $36,000 at 12%, amortized over 5 years with a balloon payment. Steve Lawson has 2 duplexes available at $90,000 each, or $180,000 total for both. And that's going to be 10% annual minimum or 20% profit share in the deal when it's sold. Those are both going to be fairly quick deals as well, 3 to 4 months return on investment. And finally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th deal that we talked about is Chris Rude, who needs $160,000. Again, this is a quick flip, single family home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and he will pay 12% annual money on that. All right. So with that said, what questions do you guys have? Does anybody want me to connect you? I know all of you have access to these investors within the Private Money Club, but does anybody want a private introduction, a personal introduction? Does anybody have any questions about the deals? Do you want me to go over anything else on them? Anything like that? Now is the time. Sean's saying he's torn because he doesn't know which deal to invest in. I'm actually not 100%. I'm not 100% sure exactly which deal you're talking about, Sean, with Chris, but yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, it's, it depends, a lot of times some of the longer deal, one way to look at this stuff is, for instance, like with a private fund, to get 12% returns, and like one of the private funds we have, for instance, like Safari Fund, you can lend your money. We're going to, you'll get paid 12% annual returns, but your money's locked up for 3 years. Okay. So if it's in a self-directed IRA or something that you can't touch the profits anyways, why not do it for long-term? You evaluate the deal now. If you like it, good. Put the money in there, let it ride for 3 years and forget about it. But maybe you have some money right now that you don't want just sitting for yourself, because let's face it, inflation is through the roof and there's no money in checking accounts or anything right now, right? There's no interest in safe place like that. So what do? You got to keep your money moving and growing, but maybe you want to take advantage of the real estate market when things come down and or the stock market when it crashes, and you want to buy back in when everything's half price, right? So you don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe that's going to happen in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, but you're fairly confident that that's going to happen before 3 years is up. So in that case, maybe one of these deals that you invest in for 3, 4, 5, 6 months where you get your money back after just a few months, maybe one of these deals is more smart for you to lend on at this time. So it just depends on what your overall goal is and what your strategy is for lending your money. And that'll help you determine what's the best deal for you to lend on. So I hope that helps Sean and helps everybody on here if you guys are thinking about these. So with that being said, I don't see any other questions coming in. So I wanted to go over those deals today and talk about, keeping that money moving with everybody, having those sources of income going. So thank you for being here. Like I said, we do have free preview events tonight. Chris and I are doing at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure to register for those. Our 3-day Money School Essentials virtual workshop training starts this Friday, October 1st at 9 a.m. It runs all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be talking more about that tonight and tomorrow night on the free preview, as well as the Wealth Webinar Wednesday this week at 1 p.m. Eastern. But if you guys need anything throughout the week, please reach out to me on Private Money Club or send me an email, snaggy@chrisnaugle.com. I hope everybody has an awesome week. Keep that money moving, keep that money growing, and let's have some success. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.